Good evening, class, and welcome to Lesson 2.8, Adjusting Quotients, and Lesson 2.9, Problem Solving with Division. Let's begin by getting started with Lesson 2.8, where it talks about adjusting the quotient. Our essential question is, how can you adjust the quotient if your estimate is too high or too low? So when you estimate to decide where to place the first digit, you can also try using the first digit of your estimate to find the best digit of your quotient. Sometimes an estimate is too high or too low. So let's look at the problem they have given us. We divide 3,382 divided by 48. Well, remember, we have to find those basic facts when we're estimating. So they took 3,382 to 3,000 divided by, instead of 48, they estimated at 50 because we have a basic fact of 30 divided by 5, which equals 60. Because 30 divided by 5 equals 6, we take off the 0, that leaves us with 1 0, and that leaves us with 60. So we're going to try 6 tens since that is the first digit of our estimate. If an estimate is too low, the difference will be greater than the divisor. So the difference here would be greater than our divisor. So since the estimate is too low, adjust by increasing the number in the quotient. So instead of 6, we would raise that to a 7. And that would become the first digit in our quotient. Let's look at another example. It says to take 453 divided by 65. Well, again, we're looking for those basic facts that we can use. So we estimate 453 to be 490. We estimate our 65 to be 70 because that gives us the basic fact of 49 divided by 7. And we know that 49 divided by 7 equals 7. And since we have the zeros that equal themselves out, our answer is simply 7. So we're going to try 7 in the ones place. And then if an estimate is too high, the product with the first digit will be too large and cannot be subtracted. So we see that our first number here is bigger than our dividend, so we can't subtract those. So since the estimate is too high, adjust by decreasing the number in the quotient. So we would actually change our 7 to a 6. And our 6 would be the answer to our quotient. So now let's take a look at our Unlock the Problem. It says the new music group makes 6,127 copies of its first CD. The group sells 75 copies of the CD at each of its shows. How many shows does it take the group to sell all the CDs? So we're going to divide 6,127 divided by 75. Remember, to estimate that, we need to find our basic facts. So we're going to estimate 6,127 to 6,300. And we're going to estimate our 75 to 70. And that gives us the basic fact of 63 divided by 7, which 63 divided by 7 equals 9. We cancel out our zeros on each side, which leaves us with 1 0. We add that to the 9 and gives us 90. So we're going to use the estimate 90. So we're going to try 9 tens. So let's look over in our problem of 6,127 divided by 75, and we're going to try our 9 in our 10 spot. And 9 times 5 is 45, carry our 4. 9 times 7 is 63, plus 4 is 63, 64, 65, 67, and that gives us 67. Well, we see that this number is greater than the 612 in our divisor, so we know the 9 is not going to work. So now we know that we have to take our 9 down to an 8. So let's do 6,127 divided by 75, and let's place our 8 in our tens column because now we know the estimate is too high. So now let's try 8. 8 times 5 is 40. Put our 4. 8 times 7 is 56 plus 4, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60 gives us 60. We subtract them. 2 minus 0 is 2. 1 minus 0 is 1. So now we have 12. So now we need to bring down our ones, and we're going to take 127 divided by 75. So now it says step 2, estimate the next digit in the quotient, divide the ones. So we would estimate 127 to be 140 divided by 70, because that gives us the basic fact of 14 divided by 7, which equals 2. So we would try 2 ones. So let's try the 2. 2 times 5 is 10, carry our 1. 2 times 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Again, we see that 150 is greater than our 127, so our estimate is too high. So we would have to adjust the number. Instead of 2, we would have to use a 1. And we got 1 times 75 equals 75. 7 minus 5 is 2. Change that to a 12 is 0. 12 minus 7 is 5. And we see that our remainder is less than our divisor. So it takes the group, and remember we have to add it on, 82 shows, because they still have to have an extra show to get rid of these 52 that was the remainder. So 81 shows plus the extra show needed to get rid of our remainder equals 82. All right, now look at lesson 2.9, problem solving with division. All right, let's begin by taking a look at our essential question. How can the strategy draw a diagram help you solve a division problem? So let's begin by looking at our word problem. It says, Sean and his family chartered a fishing boat for the day. Sean caught a blue marlin and an amberjack. The weight of the blue marlin weighs 12 times as great as the weight of the amberjack. The combined weight of both fish was 273 pounds. How much did each fish weigh? Well, we need to find out how much each fish weighed. And we know that the blue marlin was 12 times the weight of the amberjack. So let's see, what do I need to find? I need to find the weight of each fish. So what information do I need to use? I need to know that Sean caught a total of 273 pounds of fish, and the weight of the blue marlin was 12 times as great as the weight of the amberjack. So exactly how will I use the information? I can use the strategy, draw a diagram. Okay? So I will draw one box to show the weight of the amberjack. Then I will draw a bar of 12 boxes of the same size to show the weight of the blue marlin, since the blue marlin is 12 times the weight of our amberjack. I can divide the total weight of the two fish by the total number of boxes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 total boxes. So our divisor becomes the total number of boxes. Our dividend becomes the total weight of both fish combined. So we've got 273 divided by 13. Well, we can't do 2 divided by 13. So we look at our 27 divided by 13, which is 2 times. 2 times 13 is 26. 27 minus 26 equals 1. Bring down our ones column. 13 divided by 13 is 1. 1 times 13 is 13. 13 minus 13 is 0. So we see that the weight of the amberjack is 21 pounds. So we can add 21 to all 13 boxes. And then it says, so the amberjack itself weighed 21 pounds and the blue marlin weighed, so we can take our 21 pounds times 12. 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. Bring down our magic 0, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 1 is 2. We add those together. And so the blue marlin weighed 252 pounds. Now let's try another problem together. It says, Jason, Murray, and Dana went fishing. Dana caught a red snapper. Jason caught a tuna with a weight 3 times as great as the weight of the red snapper. Murray caught a sailfish with a weight 12 times as great as the weight of the red snapper. If the combined weight of the 3 fish was 208 pounds, how much did the tuna weigh? So we need to find out the weight of the tuna. Now, what information do we need to use? We need to know that all fish weighed equaled 208 pounds. The tuna was 3 times as great as the weight of the red snapper, and the weight of the sailfish was 12 times the weight of the red snapper. So how are we going to use it? Well, we are going to draw a diagram. So now we have to list all 3 fish at the bottom. So we have the snapper, we have the tuna, and we have the sailfish. So we know the snapper weighed X. The tuna weighed 3 times, so we would have 3 boxes for it. And the sailfish weighed 12 times, so we would have 12. And that's for the shellfish. And we know that all of them together weighed 208 pounds. So now we take our 208, becomes our dividend because that's how much they all weighed together, and we count our boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So our divisor then becomes the number of boxes we have. So we know 2 divided by 16 we can't do. 20 divided by 16 is 1 time. 1 times 16 is 16 minus. You know that 20 minus 16 is 4. Bring down our 8 in our ones column. And 48 divided by 16 is 3. 3 times 16 is 48. And 48 minus 48 equals 0. So the tuna weighed, well, now we got to put our 13, and our 13, because our snapper weighed 13 pounds. So 13 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 3 is 3. So the tuna itself weighed 39 pounds. Now, how can you check your answer? You can add the weights of the fish together. So if we added the weights, if we put 13 in all of our boxes, and we added all these boxes together, it should equal the total weight of 208 pounds. Alright guys, make sure you get this recorded in your book. There is not going to be a problem of the day today, nor are there going to be any class notes, and I will see you in class tomorrow.